Good evening, this is your boy, one and only T Studio X, which this is a new fire alarm video, which I'll be doing the details of the new fire alarm conventional panel, which was by new in box, and two new wheel lock devices. One of them was from the mid to late 90s, and one of them in the early 2000s. And the weather out there, like you see, it's snowing outside. Sorry about the reflections from the window, but you know, it's snowing outside. Everything's covered in snow. It's normal because it's December. Wednesday, December 16th, 2020. But I'll be killing the intro, and I'll be showing the details of the fire alarm panel. What's up, you guys? It's T Studio X here, one and only T Studio X here. So today, so last week, I got myself a Firelight MS2. That's our conventional fire alarm panel. It came with the Firelight key. You know, it's new in box. Almost 270. It cost me $270 for this fire alarm panel. So it came with the end of line resistors. There's one here, one here, one here, one here, one inside the pull station. It makes 5 and 1 in the smoke detector, as you see here. So this is a 2-zone conventional fire alarm panel with one neck, which I have here. I will be showing that in a minute, which is basically, I'm already showing it. This is my wheel lock NS. But first I gotta go over the panel. So it came with end of line resistors, which includes the other ones. And this is the cover that covered the dip switch cover, so it basically took it off, and normally I usually put that back up, but make sure I don't lose it. This is my device compatibility document, and there's the actual manual. This is the actual paperwork. So we got these lights. So right now I got NAC 2 disabled, which would be the smoke. So I'll put the smoke detector to NAC 2 and pull station on NAC 1. So there's zones 1 and 2s. So we got the red alarm button, supervisory button, or amber. Trouble light, which would be the yellow light. It's gonna be the trouble light, and the maintenance lights. That will be, I think that's a feature for the system sensor i3. So hopefully soon I'll be getting the i3. But right now I've got the 1400 system sensor 1400 ionization smoke detector on zone 2. There's AC power, NAC NAC disabled, zone disabled. I got one of them disabled. I got the smoke detector disabled. NAC fault, system trouble, system power. No, I already know. No batteries. Walk test and silence. And the buttons is good. I mean, yeah, it's got acknowledge, which it will silence the piezo, which you see this gray thing. I know it's got like tape over it, almost tape over it, but I decided to tear it off. But the tape, not the piezo. Alarm silence. And this panel's got selectable silence. It's got reset and walk test. And I bought this 6-foot power cord. So I got it plugged in. And these are the terminals. These are it only has 24 volt resettable power. 24 volt resettable power. It's got one NAC, because I know the MS4 has 2 NACs and 4 zones for the MS4. This is the MS2. If it had 4 NACs, it would have another. It would have another pair of terminals, but this one only has 1 pair of terminals, and there's only 1 NAC. This one's got 2 zones. It's got 2 pairs of terminals. So this is for zone 1. Zone 1, that'll be for the pull station, and zone 2, that'll be for the smoke detector. And these are the trouble relay terminals and the alarm relay terminals. And these are, I know this one does, I know it has the slots for the supervisory, but I know the MS4 has the supervisory, but this one, the MS2 doesn't, because the MS2's got a little bit more features it's got more features. So this is the high voltage power. I think this is a 16 gauge cord, but I think it's supposed to be 12, 14, or 16 gauge for the AC power. This is the transformer. It only came to 1. Sometimes the MS4 would have 1 or 2. The dip switches, as you see here, they will have the directions on the inside of the panel on the door. One is so everything must be on. Selectable silence. Number 1, at switch 1, the first set of switch, it would have silence inhibit, auto silence, temporal coding, which it does code 3 and steady. Steady means continuous. 4 is selective silence if sync enabled. Trouble reminder. 5, 6 is AC trouble relay. Auto resettable supervisory. IDC combination water flow supervisory circuit. The second switch, 1 and 2, is not used because it's only a 2 zone. 3 and 4, it's got IDC verification and supervisory. 1 and 2, because because we got 2 zones. 7 and 8 is not used. That's for switch 2. Switch 3, which is the best switch. On switch 3, it'll be on the right. It would have NAC 1, NAC 1, NAC 1, non-resettable, and disable. Switches 5 and 6 on 3. Switch 3. It would have. It would show the directions. It would show. So this is what's compatible to. So when the switches are off on 5 and 6, there will be no sync. When the switches are on 5 and switches on off on 6, system sensor, it will be on system sensor sync. Gentex sync, it would have off for number 5 and on for number 6. And both switches 5 and 6 is on for relock. So right now I've got on relock sync because I got a relock device to this fire alarm panel. So I think that must be it for the fire alarm panel. So this must be it for the fire alarm panel. Oh yeah, it came with the battery harness. So I got NAC 2 disabled with the smoke detector. But one of these days I'd like to give me a system sensor i3, which would be a durable photoelectric smoke detector. Hopefully I'll be getting that. I'll be showing I'll be doing the notification applies to those 2 new ones. I already showed one. It's my NS, which I will be showing on the second part of the video. So this is my first one. This is my Wheelock NS. This is a fixed 1575 Candela, which I believe this is the older one. It's got the horizontal strobe on the top, the horn on the bottom. I got tape over that. That's why it's there for a reason, so it wouldn't be that loud. And I got set it to low volume. So this is the NS 241575W, which means it's a wall mount, and it's 15 Candela. But it says 1575 Candela. Yeah, this is the fixed 1575 Candela. Those newer NS's, it would have the MC. It would have the MC, which means multi-Candela, because the MC, on the newer NS's, they'll have the selection, but this one doesn't, because this is only a fixed 1575 Candela strobe. This is pretty good, powerful horn strobe. It's got fire on both sides. I think they start making NS's to replace the AS's. So this is the date code, as you see here on the top. 7th week in the year 2003. So this is a 2003. This is made in 2003, I believe. And it will say it's acceptable in New York City. And I've got another device to show you. I remember it says do not paint. I know the AS is like a boxier fire alarm. It will sound just like the MT. It will say do not paint. And it says Wheelock, Long Branch, New York. Long Beach, New Jersey Incorporations. So I think the NS was replaced by the ZNSs, and then the ZNSs were rebranded as ZH, MCWs, or MCRs or something like that. And they sound just like the NS. I mean, I never owned an NS, but I do now. I think I saw one of those in real life in Owego and stuff like that. So I'm gonna do my, so right now I'm just gonna do my, in a way I got the speaker wire, the 18 gauge and the 18 gauge, which would be for the initiating devices, and 16 gauge for the NACs, the notification appliances. And there it is. This is the Wheelock MT MT24 SLM, which I believe it's a 1575 candela. It's a fixed 1575 candela, and this is it's got fire on both sides. This is the SLM Strobe. Looks similar to the SLM, but this is the S. Oh yeah, it is an SLM, because I think this is the strobe sync version. I think this is the strobe sync version of the MT with the strobe. It's got dip switches to change the tones on the one far on the left. I think that's the volume. So I got it set it to low volume. The LSM that would have the normally the LSM strobes, they don't have the smart sync. They don't sync. They don't have synchronization, because those are the older ones. Yeah, sorry for the shadow. So this is the date code, 29th week, 1996. So this is the 4-wire device. So I got the wires hooked up to the strobe, and I got wires to hook on to the horn. So I just only going to do the NS tonight. So this is a 4-wire device for the MT, the MT24 SLM. When it goes off in code 3, when the relays click, and then the strobe flashes. So right now I've got this on. So this is the panel that I bought on November 5th. That's where I got it. It's my notifier and notifier. BGX101L with the addressable module. This is my smoke detector. You see the lights blinking, which means it works, because I figured out how. So I figured how did I figured. So I figured that. So I figured how to program the fire alarm panel. And I got the smoke detector to zone 3 and detector number 2. But this should be detector number 1, because I only got one detector for this panel. And this is a pull station to zone 4. And this is pull station number 1, module number 1. mass sounder strobe. I think this is back in '97 in the strobe. And the strobe was back in '96, I believe. This is for indoor devices. $12.15.75.88, which would be the strobe. Oh yeah, this is one of my jumpers for my Wheelock NS. So it's basically set to continuous, but the panel, the MS2, is set to code 3. This is my previous alarms. This is my remote strobe. This is the Wheelock 24MT, 24WMT, and that's at 75 candela. I mean, not 75 candela. It's 117 candela. So this is Bay. This is the 44. This is Bay. This is the date code, the 44th week in 1992. So this is Bay, basically 1992, which has got like a translucent cover, which is halfway translucent and halfway clear. I don't know if it's either ADA compliant, but I know this is ADA compliant because the strobes are fully clear, and so is this one on the MT, since it's got a clear lens of the strobe. But this is, I know these are like waterproof fire alarm strobes. This one is a horn strobe version. The EHDL1WM 24. This was the date goes on the 48th week in 1993. So I know this one sounds almost like True Alert, the Simplex True Alert, but it's got like a slightly different sound. I know 800 hertz continuous on the mass sounder strobe. It will probably sound just like the Gentex SHG. The MT horns, so I got tape over that, but I don't have I got wires only hooked onto the strobe. I like to do, so it's time for me to do the test on mine. It's time for me to do the test. Stuff like that. So I should start testing this out, but before I run out of space. So if you are watching this video contains strobes and sounds. If you have epilepsy that seizure from the strobes, please do not watch the video if you have seizures, because I will not be responsible for your actions. So this horn is set to low volume code 3, I believe. But wait a minute, it's set to continuous since the jumper's out. But so I got the panel set the horn to code 3. So when I pull the pulsation, please do not pull the pulsation in the public place unless there's a fire. Do not do stupid stuff like that. So I got my keys ready to reset the pulsation. This is my Uphope HC102 pulsation that bought back in October. Looks similar to the BG, that Firelight BG12, but this is the knockout version of it. But it works just fine to the panel. So right now, I'm just going to pull the pull station. The alarm will sound. There's the alarm button flashing. Panel went to the alarm. Push the acknowledge. So I got the silence button on. Got selectable silence. As you can tell, the strobe is still flashing. The horns are cut off. This is what I like about this panel. Right now, I'm just going to reset the pull station. Remember, it's set to 1575 candela. Let's see what it looks like at night. Okay, I got the power station reset. And right now I'm just going to reset it. And everything's alright. I think that's a pretty good test. I already know. So I know I have no batteries for the panel there, but I'd like to get some batteries for it, just like my monitor panel over there. So that was pretty awesome test. So the reason why I got the smoke detector disabled, because it would basically automatically set off the alarm. Sometimes the smoke detector could be faulty, but still works though. I know I've got the ambers there here, the trouble 2, because I got the smoke detector disabled on that. On cell 2. So if you like this video, if you like this fire alarm test, this little fire alarm test, make sure you hit that red button and bell. Make sure you leave a genuine comment. Make sure you share out the video. I'd like to thank everyone who got me up to 1,000 subscribers, to 1K, and hopefully I can stay above that. I'd like to thank everybody who helped me with getting me to 1K and stuff like that. It's time for me to go on a journey on this channel. So this is your boy T Studio X signing out. Make sure you hit that red button and bell. Leave a genuine comment after watching the full video, and please share out the video. And make sure you show love to this video. Hit the like button and share it on social media. If you don't have a community tab, make sure you share it on the social media. This is your boy T Studio X signing out. And stay safe. Peace. Oh yeah, forgot about the features what it has for the tones. That I know the dip switches, like I showed in the back. So it's got 8 different tones. So we like MTSLM, which is the Slm Strobe version of the MT, and this is the fixed 1575 candela strobe, which it would sync. So which so pretty much it would have a syncable strobe. The MTs, it would have, normally the MTs would have the horn. It's got code 3 horn, march time horn, which will be a quarter of a second off, a quarter of a second on. That's how it goes on 120 beats per minute. That's march time. So it's basically, and it's got a continuous horn, continuous broadband horn, continuous. It's got the code 3 horn, ANSI, S3.41 temporal pattern. It's got slow whoop. It's got slow whoop from 500 hertz to 1200 hertz. So the pitches starts from low all the way to high, so it starts going off from low to high pitch for 4 seconds, and there's a 5 second, half second break. So it does that. It's got high-low, 1000 hertz / 800 hertz high-low, alternating high-low for half a second. It's got code 3 tone at 500 hertz. And it's got bell 1560 hertz modulated. So it's got a horn, it's got continuous horn, it's got code 3 horn, it's got code 3 tone, it's got march time horn, it's got slow whoop, it's got siren, 600 1200 hertz, sweep 1 second. That's what it has. So it's got at least 8 different tones, just like my system center mass 241575 ADA. The ADA-S, which I believe that will be the sync strobe version, but this is definitely not a sync strobe version. This is I know these things don't sync. I'm pretty sure they don't have the smart sync to it or the selectable silence. I know it's got 8 different tones for so this one's got 8 different tones. This has the 800 hertz continuous, 1200 hertz, 2400 hertz continuous, I believe. It's got slow whoop, swept frequency. Basically, it's slow whoop in reverse. It's got warble. It's got high-low. It's got 2400 hertz continuous, 2400 hertz interrupted. It's like march time by 90 beats per minute. It's almost like the 2001 style, and 1200 hertz. I know it's got the 1200 hertz interrupted, so it will have a slightly longer, almost like a march time, 2001 style, 90 beats per minute. I know this one, the strobe, when the sounder goes out, the strobe flashes pretty slow. at least in between like 2.5 seconds or 2 seconds or maybe 1.5 seconds for flash. But I know this one, this 12 volt, the strobe only, I know that flash is pretty fast, so for 12 volt. And oh yeah, the reason why I like about the MTs, the MTs rock because the way they have the tones. I know back in 2002 they made the We Like MT with the horizontal strobe. It would have the horizontal strobe on the top. Those are the newer models. Instead of having fire on the strobe, it would have the fire on the sides of the horn and stuff like that. Because the high school that I went to, my high school had one of those weatherproof fire alarm strobes. I mean, the We Like MT horn strobes, but it's a horizontal strobe and stuff like that. So this one here is the vertical one. So this is the older model of DMT. So I love the sound of those things. I know they're high pitched. I know they're loud. So, and remember, this is the sync. So this is the sync strobe version of DMT because it says SLM. The LSMs, which those are the non-syncable ones. I think those are the regular ones. And this is why the number is green. 1575. It says that right under.